Hello guys, so in this video I want to teach you guys how to avoid crouching forever in Call of Duty Mobile. So pay attention and watch this video to the end. Also make sure to like, share, comment it on this video. Share it to people who need it and save this video for more. Save this video because you might need it later on. Okay, so pay attention to every details I'm about to share with you on this video. Alright, so we have to first of all look at the reasons why you crouch in Call of Duty Mobile. Okay, the things that makes you crouch. There are two major things that make you crouch. All right, and this happens to almost everyone. Okay, whether pro player or noobs. Okay, so the first thing that makes you crouch is sliding mid-air. So how does it work? How does it happen? So when you're mid-air like this and you click on your slide button, like you want to be fast and you want to slide out of your enemy zone. Okay, so it makes you crouch, sliding mid-air, pressing your slide button mid-air on the air. Okay, it makes you crouch. For instance, you see I press my sliding. So how do you stop this? So how you are going to stop this is very simple actually. So whenever you are mid-air, allow your character to land before sliding. For instance, now I land and I slide. Okay, so allow your character to rest. The moment you touch the ground, you slide, something like this. Okay, at the same time you're holding your joystick on a sprinting motion. Okay, so that is one problem fixed. Okay, so let's check out the other reasons why you crouch. Okay, I'm going to add a bot now. Okay, let's see why you crouch. And this other one is sliding on enemy's body. Okay, you are too close to the enemy and you press your slide, for instance like this. Okay, so you slide, it will make you crouch immediately. Okay, let's see, you crouch, you see I'm out of the enemy's body, so you crouch. Whenever you slide on enemy's body, you crouch. So the best fix for this, or the best way to avoid this, is to slide outside the enemy. Give your enemy some distance, then you slide. Okay, slide outside the enemy's body, or you can even slide on the enemy better. You see, so that is how you avoid the second major reasons why you crouch. Okay, so this will actually fix 40% of your crouching problem, but let's dive into more details in the settings, like the buttons you need to eliminate crouching. 100% elimination. Okay, so let's see. The first button you should be looking into is on your basic settings. So let's go to basic settings and see. So the first button you should be looking at is your quick run from prone. This button here, quick run from prone. All right, quick run from prone. So what this actually helps you do is it helps you sprint immediately. Like for instance, now you move your joystick and you run. You see, I'm on crouching motion. I'm on prone now. So whenever I move my joystick upward, very upward, okay, like meeting the run assistance. Okay, so let's go to our HUD and see what we mean. So drag your running button, which is this button right here, drag it closer to your joystick, to the ending of your joystick. As you can see, this is the far the limit it will go. Okay, getting to your joystick. So this will actually move you from proming. For instance, now maybe you crouch, you land mid-air and you crouch, mid-air and you crouch, you move your joystick upward to meet the quick run. All right, it will automatically move you from proming to running to sprinting. Okay, so that is the function of quick run from prone. It will not allow you to remain on the floor or on the ground or on crouching for a long time. The moment you do that mistake, so the next thing for you to do is just to push it upward and you enter running. Okay, so another thing it helps you do is whenever you don't want to touch your screen but you want to run, okay, whenever you don't want to touch your screen, it will automatically put you on sprinting motion, which is something like this. You are always sprinting, you're not doing anything else. You're not, you see, it's locked. It locks on your sprinting motion. Either you're lying down and you just hit it, you're sprinting. All right, so that is what it helps you do, and this will actually help you eliminate crouching in times of intense battle. Okay, so that is one button you should always look out for. Then the next button is always joystick auto sprint. Okay, joystick always auto sprint. Your joystick will always sprint, which is this button, joystick auto sprint. Okay, joystick auto sprint. So what this button helps you do is it always keep your sprinting. It will always keep your character on 24/7 sprinting. Like, it will always be on sprinting motion. Whenever you touch your joystick, you're sprinting. You don't need to walk. All right, you don't need to walk. You are always sprinting. Wherever you touch your screen, you're always sprinting. All right, so that is the function of the joystick. Like, you will always be on moving motion unless you drag your joystick backward. That is when you stop sprinting. Okay, so joystick auto sprinting helps you eliminate crouching problem as well, because you will always be on a sprinting motion and you can slide anytime you want, jump anytime you want. All right, switch your weapon anytime you want. So that is the best button for you to look out for. Okay, it will also help you in crouching. Okay, so moving on, we are checking out the next button that will also eliminate crouching for you. Okay, which is the left joystick mode. Okay, so if you put it on left control, it means that your joystick will not move from your okay, let's say your screen has been divided. For instance now, if you check on my HUD now, you see that this button right here, what should I use for okay, there's a line in between here, this middle. Okay, there's a 4 line here. So you have the upper right hand, the down right hand, then the left down hand, and then the upper side, which is the upper hand. Okay, so now this is the middle. So when we're talking about left control will always be in this whole area, whether up or down. It will always be on this area. So your sprinting is always on this position, most especially down here. All right, most especially down here. So your finger should be always, like, your finger normally is down here, so this is where the left control is. Okay, so but if you put your joystick control on fixed position, okay, if you put it on fixed position, which means you are technically letting your joystick make a decision to on either using here, which is the right side, or the left side, which will actually mess the whole of your game up. Okay, so make sure you turn this to the left control. Okay, left control, so that you will always access your joystick within this area. Okay, so that is the tip you need to also put into consideration. Now, moving on, we'll be looking at another button, fixed visual joystick display position. This one right here. Okay, so this thing should be actually on depending on the movable joystick you're using, but we'll get to that. Okay, so what this does is it will actually, if this is on, okay, if this is on, your joystick will actually be in one position. All right, it will lock on one position. Okay, it will be on a fixed position. All right, your joystick will be in one position at all times, regardless of where you ever touch your finger. So if you touch your finger here, if you go up and touch your finger, as you can see, I don't know, this is not a face cam, but I'm touching almost on top, but I'm still having my joystick be moving everywhere. All right, so as you can see, as long as you are on the left hand, okay, and also it will always keep your joystick in one particular position, which is your joystick will not leave your where it is being placed to be. But if it is off, if this button is off, let's take for instance now, if this button is off now, you will have joystick anywhere you touch your finger. As you can see, wherever you touch your finger, you will have your joystick. Okay, wherever you touch on the left side, not the right side. You can see the right side will control your directions, your views, and everything, but it will always be on anywhere you touch on the left side, okay, on your left screen. So that is what fixed visual display position actually helps you do. So it depends on the user actually, so you can actually leave it on or off, okay, depending on the user, which serves you best. Okay, moving on, we are going to check on another very important button. Mind you, that will also fixed visual position always also helps you fix crouching problem. So now we're moving on to movable joysticks. Okay, so now this is where everything gets more complicating. Okay, and I will explain each of every of these buttons. So movable joysticks. Okay, so we have 3 movable joysticks here. Okay, so one is the default. So the default joystick, the default joystick makes it the movable joystick is much harder to use and easy to get you to crouching because it's flexible. Like, it's very, very flexible to use, but has more advantage over the lock joystick, but requires much hard work to master. Okay, it also depends on the user, but is more flexible to use. Like, it dey very flexible. You understand me? It's much flexible to use. Movable joystick is much flexible to use, okay, but much harder for you to build a muscle memory on. Like, it will always be hard. If you're a beginner, it will be much harder for you to understand how to use the movable the default joystick, but also it helps you, the pro players, use it more efficiently. Like, you see, like, you don't, yeah, like, I don't know how else to for me I don't know how best for me to explain this other part, but this is the reality. The movable joystick, if you put this fixed visual display joystick display position on, it will always keep your joystick in one position, which is also normal. You can get your joystick anywhere on top the screen. Okay, so, but it's more harder for you to control or for you to use. All right, so now moving on, we have the follow joystick. Okay, so this follow joystick now, follow joystick makes your joystick follow your finger at all times, and it also has the default joystick and the locked joystick features combined together, which makes it extremely difficult to master. Okay, so it's much harder for you to use the follow joystick. Okay, this very one is much harder for you to use this one, because it will always use some of the locked joystick and some of the default joystick combined together. Okay, which will always make it harder for you to actually use. Because let's try it out. So it does follow my finger, but as you can see, if I'm moving my joystick with fast, it's not moving so fast. Okay, so it depends on how your finger is moving. So this actually depends on how your finger is actually moving in the joystick, in between the not outside the joystick, in the joystick. All right, so it makes it harder for you to use. But let's look at the lock joystick, and this is the one I personally have been using for over 3 years now. I've been playing this game. All right, I've been using lock joystick because it's more, the joystick, it makes it more easier for me to use. All right, so let me even tell you what this does. So so the lock joystick keeps your joystick in a locked position and makes it easy for you to control the joystick and to control the joystick and master it. Okay, but it has more disadvantages because it's not that flexible like the default joystick. It's not that flexible like the default joystick, which is this one. It's not that flexible. All right, it's not that flexible. Take note of that. It's not that flexible. Okay, it's not that flexible. But it all depends on the position you place the joystick on your HUD control settings. But it actually eliminates crouching problem. So this has actually helped me eliminate crouching problem. All right, it's more easier for me to use. So look at, let me show you now my this is my joystick right here. This is the position it is. So if you watch now, you see that in between that line, that's the circle there, you have the upper arrow, left arrow, right arrow, and then the down arrow. Okay, so if you check on the upper arrow, I actually aligned it. All right, actually I aligned it with the simplify HUD, which is the white label, the white icon there, that they wrote the simplified HUD. So I aligned it there, and if you see the simplified, there is a letter E in between the straight line, which is this straight line. There's letter E there. So I aligned it with the letter E, which is why I have been using it for a very long time, and it has been making more sense to me. Like, it's more easier for me to control and avoid crouching. All right, but for the pro players that have been using the default joystick, can actually control it, use it, and know how to master, and they have already mastered it. Okay, so that is one thing you should look out for in all these joysticks. Okay, so it depends on the user. For me, I use this one most of the time, like always. I use it always, but others, they prefer this, and I haven't seen anyone using this, because this is much harder to use than these two. Okay, so locked or default, all right, depending on the user. All right, so this is mine. Moving on. Now, the last thing we are going to be looking into is the always sprint. You go down, you get your always sprint and sprinting sensitivity. Okay, so because I'm using the lock joystick, I recommend you using this format here. Put your always sprint on, and then reduce the sensitivity to 79. Reason why? Because as you can see, if I move my joystick, I slide immediately without crouching. I slide immediately without crouching. So because I'm using the lock joystick, the pressure of which I move is too much. Like, it always moves, and a little bit letting me, it doesn't let me always come back whenever I have the sprinting sensitivity to 100. Okay, which is why I reduced it to 87, because it will enable me to actually drag my joystick back without any stress, because I'm this kind of player that always keep my finger in one position whenever I'm moving my joystick. So as you can see, I'm moving here. Like, it is more comfortable for me to control when it's on 87 than when it's on 100, because when it's on 100, you will always be sprinting like a mad person. You will always be sprinting, like it will always sprint. So I reduce it to 87 in order for me to control when I'm moving forward and when I'm moving backward. All right, so that it will be more flexible for me. It makes it more flexible for me. All right, but if you're playing on default joystick, I will recommend you put your sensitivity on, always sprint on, then sensitivity should be on 100. Okay, because it will help you more to avoid crouching. All right, so these things helps you eliminate crouching 100%. Okay, so if you watch this video to this point and you actually find it useful and you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because link is on my bio. I'll be dropping more tutorials on my YouTube channel as well. So go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this video, like, comment, and also make sure you engage on this video. Please engage on this video so that it will get to others. Share to people who need it, and also save this video and come back for it later and thank me later. Go and check all these out and see the difference in your gameplay. All right. So guys, thank you guys for your time. Thank you guys for staying with me. Thank you guys for watching the video to this point, and one love to you guys. This is Lion Face signing out.